Hi there, how are you? My name's Tamarin and I never do this ever. And this is a very different kind of movie, a very different kind of video for me to make. I'm already incredibly uncomfortable just thinking about what I want to talk about. So if you don't know me, my name's Tamarin and I'm currently on a gap year, traveling around and stuff, but that's not what I want to talk about today. Recently, a lot has happened. Like, a lot. I'm not going to get into it because I don't need to, but I'm sure you can relate when you're feeling incredibly overwhelmed. A lot of shitty things are happening all at the same time, and reflexively pulling the peace sign at everything bad that happens somehow just doesn't seem to fix it. I've just had a lot of thoughts about it, and I just wanted to kind of talk, and maybe you will connect with what I'm saying and completely relate. Maybe this is just complete nonsense to you and it means nothing. Either way, try watch it if you want. So first off, I'm in Ireland currently and I'm staying with friends, and it explains why I'm so pale. I swear Ireland is the one place in the world where you could go out into the sun and come back in paler. It's very worrying. But not talking about that either, that's not my complaint today. So it seems that whenever I have a problem or an issue in my life, I kind of choose to not share it with anyone. I'm very good at compartmentalizing everything and containing my emotions or my stress or my anxiety or anything like that. Granted, it can be really helpful in certain situations because a lot of things don't fuss me. I'm able to move on from things a lot faster, and it can be really helpful in life, but it can also kind of be a curse because I never share my problems with anyone. It's for a bunch of reasons, because I don't want to impose and put all this added stress on them. I often feel like when I express my problem out loud, it becomes very real. And I like to live in denial. It'll mean it constantly comes back. If you tell someone else, it's in their mind as well. So they'll constantly, or not constantly, but they'll sometimes ask about it and bring it up in conversation. And that just, it kind of doesn't help with me being in denial. It reminds me that this problem exists. That's kind of why I don't like to share it a lot. I kind of hide behind a sarcastic, funny facade. It is me, but it's just the fun me, and I don't like showing anyone the other side of me, the more serious, somber, emotional me, because I don't like being vulnerable. If I am feeling really generous, I'll tell one person about what's happening. I don't need to be a psychologist to agree it's probably not healthy to contain all that emotion all the time. On the flip side, I think making a huge drama out of everything and telling everyone all your little problems that aren't really problems constantly can be incredibly exhausting and really take a toll out on you and on everyone around you who has to deal with this constant influx of drama and problems, and nothing's ever okay. So I think people have to be very careful about doing that as well. I was very scared of being that kind of person, so I just went to the complete opposite end of the spectrum and just fucking shut down and didn't tell anyone how I was feeling ever. There have been lots of moments where I feel very lost and confused and sad or lonely or even a little depressed. Not saying that lightly, but I still wouldn't really share how I was feeling with anyone, and I would still manage to compartmentalize how I was truly feeling and put on the fun facade for people, because I think I'm also worried about losing friends over, which is absolutely nonsensical, over just being who I am and not always being fun. That's one thing people have to understand. One person can't always be fun or funny or happy. That's just not possible. Everyone, to varying degrees, is going to go through some sort of hardship or problem or stress in their life. Like right now, to varying degrees, people are having tons of issues, like from really difficult homework that they're just not going to finish in time, to losing a family member, or just being in a really bad mind space. Everyone's going through something. Some people's problems may be worse than others. It doesn't mean your problems aren't valid. I think I always minimize my problems in my head. Being a Pisces, I'm built to basically listen to other people's problems. So I'm very good at that. I'm very good at listening to other people's problems and hearing what's going on with them. And I really enjoy being that rock, that sturdy person there to help you out and support you with whatever you're going through. But I'm very hesitant to rely on others to do the same. That's just me. It's not other people's fault. It's not like I have terrible friends. I have some amazing supportive people in my life, a very good support system. but I still somehow end up feeling really alone sometimes because I feel misunderstood, and that's not their fault, it's mine, because I don't share how I'm feeling. How are they possibly gonna understand what's going on with me? A lot of times I am able to just contain my problems, solve them myself, and then like nonchalantly mention like, oh, there was this problem, but it's sorted now, it's fine. It's very easy to mention it after the fact. And sometimes that's good to do, like don't make a fuss over absolutely everything. But sometimes it gets very overwhelming and very stressful to try to keep it all to yourself. And I very recently realized how absolutely overwhelming it really can be when about 4 different things, really bad things, all happen at once. And I was like, whoa, okay, I can't go through this alone. No one person can go through certain things alone. Obviously, I talked to friends about it, and of course, they're super supportive and really there for me. And I don't like being perceived as weak, and I know it's not weakness. I get that. And if anyone ever came to me with a problem, I would never perceive what they're doing, confiding in me, as weak. But whenever I see myself doing the same, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do that. I can't do that to that person. I can't make myself vulnerable. That's not my like role in the group. That's not true. That's all absolute bullshit. So today I just had to get out of the house, and I went for a really long walk. And the more I walked, the less my anxiety and stress and swirling thoughts kind of bothered me. I was blasting music the whole time into my into my ears, doing like a nature walk and looking dramatically out at the sea. Eventually, as I kept going and my body got more tired and I started just focusing on the music, my entire mind just went calm. And I felt really just at peace for a second, really like I could just consider things logically, which is what I like doing. And I just kind of thought about all my problems, how grateful I was to be able to rely on people and feel understood, which so often I don't. And I really felt like everything was going to be okay. I enjoy being my own therapist and being my own psychologist and analyzing my own behavior and everything like that, which is how I do end up internalizing a lot of my problems and solving them myself, because I tend to look at it objectively. But sometimes it can be too much and you can't just rely on yourself. I figured I'm sure there's someone out there who feels the same. There has to be, I'm sure. I just want you to know, if this is you, if any of the traits I described you identify with, it is okay to confide in others. And I know it's so easy to say that, so much more difficult to do. It's still very hard for me, and it's not just like flipping a switch. Suddenly I can just be completely open and vulnerable. I still am very hesitant to share certain things with people, and I still don't, but I'm making progress and I'm getting better at it. And I think it's definitely healthy. If you're going through something and you're constantly putting up this facade, you're being very disingenuous, and your friendships that you have are not very genuine, and the person you are is a fraud. You're fake in the best sense, but you're fake, and that way you can't really make proper connections with people, true friendships and true connections, if you're constantly putting up this wall, not letting people in. I understand the need to protect yourself. I definitely do. But sometimes it is worth the risk. If you value that person, you value who they are, and you trust them, I highly recommend treating them as a confidant. You need that kind of support, and everyone has someone. You may think you don't have someone to confide in. There is someone out there. It could be a teacher, a professor, a colleague, your boss, if you're that close to your boss, school counselor, parent, a sibling, a cousin, a friend, a dog, a cat, anyone. It could be anyone or anything. It can help so much just saying it out loud and expressing it and processing it, and your mind processes it as you say it. It can really just help with, even if you're just explaining to your pet turtle everything that's going on, it can really help psychologically, having gotten that off your chest and logically processing what you're going through, I think. You always have me, not to be cheesy or cliched, but if any of you feel like you have a problem or you want to talk or something, I'm happy to DM me on Instagram or whatever. I'm not a therapist or a psychologist or any trained professional of some sort. I am but a 19-year-old girl. But I'm happy to offer any advice I can, or just be a support to anyone, because I really value being able to support other people. I really enjoy it, and it feels like I'm making some sort of impact or difference in people's lives. I really don't know what I just said for 15 minutes apparently. It's probably all nonsense. I'm sorry if I wasted your time. Just know you're not alone, and it's okay to be vulnerable. Yeah, this is probably the one and only serious kind of video I'm gonna make for a very long time, so sorry, not sorry. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you were able to resonate with something in it. If not, drop a hate comment down below. Those are always welcome too. I hope you have a great day, and I have nothing more to say. Goodbye.